Ladies and gentlemen, now I'm pretty sure that today's video is going to be one of the all-time cheesiest Marvel Contest of Champions videos ever uploaded, man. It is so incredibly stupid, but to essentially explain the foundation of this tactic, in variant 2.2, the brand new one, Mystery in the Micro Realm, you have this node which when you use a heavy attack, you get Indestructible and Unstoppable, and then when you pair that with triple Black Bolt synergy to increase buff duration as well, you can have 100% uptime being unstoppable and indestructible, which means you can just beat into the opponent, spam heavy attacks, you're completely immortal, and you just win the video game. So, you know, we've just used a special 3 here, but we just got into kind of our God mode stage, and we are coming out God mode, man. We're indestructible, unstoppable, man. Look at the duration of those buffs. They're absolutely insane. So we are just pounding into this Ultron, man, with those glorious, glorious heavy attacks, completely ignoring the special, man. And yeah, just going straight in and in and in. I think here we throw a special 2. Unfortunately, he did evade that, so that's a little bit annoying. But, you know, however, it doesn't matter, man, because we're completely immune to all of the damage there, which is a really great time. But honestly, lads, this is such an incredibly cheesy tactic here, but it's also quite fun as well, man. So I've just had a really great time using this on all sorts of fights, and I think one of my favorite fights to kind of bring this tactic into was the champion, because there's the champion in this chapter, and the champion also has, you know, a fairly decent uptime on his unstoppable, so when they're just kind of pounding into each other, I don't know, man, I just found it really funny. But he can also be stunned while indestructible, so it's something, you know, I need to be a little bit aware of, and I'm perfectly aware that Thanos as well is a super rare trophy champion at the moment. So yeah, he's inaccessible to a good 99.9% of people. But hey, if you got very lucky over Christmas, or, you know, we're in a massive whale alliance, you can have a really great time just cheesing the absolute crayons out of this variant 2.2. So there we go, some maximum cheese. The first fight, Ultron is down. What a great time, lads. But one thing I also want to talk about when it comes to this node, it seems like it's a little bit bugged, because when you use the first heavy attack, as you saw maybe on the first fight, we only got the unstoppable, and on this one we've only got the indestructible. And I also had a couple of fights where I got like no buff off the heavy, and whenever I would use the heavy after that, even when it kind of you know, reached the time with its cooldown, I still would not be able to access any buffs. So sometimes this node is a little bit bugged, but usually when you throw off the first heavy, it gives you randomly like one of the buffs, and then every single heavy after that, when it comes off cooldown, because it kind of has a duration and then a quick timer cooldown, and then it'll go again. And usually kind of the premise of this node, at least when playing Dormammu in my testing, is you have like the time where it's active, and then you have a period where it's not active. But if you've got Thanos with the triple Black Bolt synergy, you've got 75% increased buff duration, which allows you to have it active 100% of the time and just keep chaining it on and on and on. You can see like when we get about halfway down on the timer for both of them, then it's almost ready to refresh again. The timer comes back, and now we have, you know, plenty of time to throw off a heavy attack to get a another stack of those and win the game. So yeah, just an absolutely mad tactic. And again, as I said earlier, in kind of my testing that I've done, I haven't been able to get 100% uptime on the indestructible and unstoppable with Dormammu, but I have seen like a few videos floating about, and there are a couple on YouTube as well where there is like 100% uptime. But whenever I play Dormammu, I'm subject to the cooldown, so I'm not too sure, you know, if I'm doing it wrong, kind of missing anything on Dormammu. So if anybody knows the trick with Dormammu to kind of get this Thanos mode, that'd be really appreciated, man. Feel free to reach out to me or leave it in the comments section, because I would love to know, because again, Dormammu is a significantly more accessible champion than Thanos, and if we can cheese this one with Dormammu, man, it's going to be a really great time for a lot of people. But I also wanted to show this fight versus the final superior Iron Man here, who is, he's pretty stacked, man. You know, he is a superior Iron Man, though, so he's not the worst defender in the world, and he only kind of has Oscillate and Enhanced Regeneration, which aren't, you know, big things to deal with here, but it just kind of gave me an opportunity to open Thanos up a little bit more. Also, one of the perks of the global node is you get a bit of a power drain on attacks. It doesn't seem like too reliable to trigger, because some attacks it does, some it doesn't, so yeah, yeah, I'm not too sure if it's more of a chance to power drain than a guaranteed one on certain hits there. This God mode is so satisfying to play though, man. Just, you know, being able to like take a special attack and take 0 damage, and just, you know, completely stand there unfazed by it is it's a really fun time, man. This is definitely kind of more the power level that Thanos should be all of the time, and definitely kind of matches the power levels that at least, you know, we saw in Avengers Infinity War. So yeah, I've been having so much fun with this, man, and hopefully with Avengers Endgame coming up and Thanos, you know, now being a slightly more accessible trophy champion because of the Christmas gifting event, maybe we're going to see more ways to get Thanos, and if there are more ways to get him, then more people can enjoy this beautiful cheese for Variant 2.2, because it is it's a really, really fun time, man. So yeah, most of the time, man, just for damage and also convenience as well, so that I don't have to find clever intervals, I'm really just kind of like spamming heavy attacks against the wall because it just works so incredibly well. Oh my goodness, it's so satisfying just to see that Iron Man constantly being tossed into the air and just absolutely battered there. Really, really great time. Sometimes if I can get a stand-up intercept, I'm kind of throwing those in as well. But aside from that, it's heavy attack spam, drill it down, and also kind of moving into lower percents as well because of the enhanced regeneration. I'm kind of gearing up ready, ideally with a special attack to make sure that we can block the healing of the superior Iron Man. But I think we had some sort of bug or interaction or weird thing go on that meant that he didn't heal at all. I'm not too sure if like he was already heal blocked when he hit 15%, and that's the reason why the regeneration didn't trigger. But yeah, aside from that, man, no regeneration and a nice finish with just under an 8k heavy attack there. So he's not the hardest hitter, man, but he is, you know, a completely indestructible, unstoppable god, so, you know, he's got his pros. Now, this one is my favorite matchup, so it's versus the champion here, and this one's just so stupid, man. It's such a goofy little matchup, but on the first try, I died against the champion. I threw my first heavy, I got 1 buff, and then when the cooldown expired, I couldn't get any buffs at all, so it's really, really annoying, man. But the first heavy going in has given us both the unstoppable and also indestructible, so that's a really great time, and now it's a case of just, you know, spam those heavy attacks. But again, it's really, really stupid, man. The animations while the champion gets his unstoppable there, we can't hit him during special attacks as well. But yeah, they're just absolutely nuking into each other. Those boys are brawling all over the place, and yeah, it's a pretty cool time. But Thanos, he just doesn't care, mate. He doesn't care at all. Just spamming those heavy attacks all day, all night, lads. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's something about this that is just far too amusing to watch. Slamming in those heavy attacks, boys. Unfortunately, he dodged that one, and just for the finesse, I think we're trying to finish with a special 3 as well, because Thanos' ultimate still looks really, really cool. And on this one, just because of the unstoppable, man, I'm not really throwing anything apart from heavies here. You can see in terms of damage output, Thanos certainly isn't the best, man, but you know, he's given this champion a good welly, man, giving this champion a good welly. So special 2, he's just fired off. We're waiting to retaliate with a heavy attack there. We get it, and it's so stupid, man. So stupid. But for the style points, boys, we're finishing this one with a special 3. We were a little bit too quick on that, but now we're going to throw this boy about, you know, slam him down from about a little bit more, maybe, you know, pick up this man again, toss him at a wall, and then walk away in a very dramatic fashion. So yeah, 10 out of 10 style points there for the finish. Now, next up, we've got the Nightcrawler matchup. So this one was a little bit weird. We throw off the heavy attack, and we don't get any buffs at the start, still no buffs at all, so it seems to have bugged out for the first one, which is always a really, really fun time. But I think the timer does come back. Yes, we got the timer now, so as soon as that expires, I think we go for a parry heavy and then manage to get the buffs, I believe. So yeah, unstoppable, indestructible, but it's really, really weird. I don't know if this just happens with Thanos or not Dormammu, but yeah, this node was just working in all sorts of weird ways, and again, this is not a tactic that you can use in the wider game. It's just variant 2.2, the Dormammu and Thanos chapter. So this again is exclusive to one chapter, which has 4 paths, so it's not, you know, the biggest thing in the entire game, but it's a nice little bonus, man, and makes for a very fun little cheese video here. However, we got Nightcrawler, who's a bit of a pain in the ass to evade. I was kind of debating whether or not it'd be worth my time to try and switch Nightcrawler, but in the end, I just decided I couldn't really be bothered, man. We're just going to nuke this lad against the wall, but also he does have that chance to evade as well. I think he evades like 4 times in a row there, 5 times, so that was 6 times. Oh my goodness. I don't remember 6 times, man. I thought it was 4 off memory there. So another of 8, and I think we hit him quite a bit, man. We're on a fairly good streak, but this is the node as well that you gain like a little bit more attack for every second that you're charging up your heavy attack. So I think like Quake on this node is really, really good. If you don't have like Thanos or Dormammu, just as a bit of a heads up there if you can play really, really well. But also you can see the moment we get like tagged from a single hit, and the attack bonus fades as well, which is, you know, a little bit of a pain in the ass, man, but still just doesn't really bother Thanos, man. He's just absolutely slamming in those heavy attacks there. I think now I'm kind of waiting with the special 3 till I get into Assassin's range to try and finish him off. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much it for today's Thanos God tier cheese video. This is a ridiculous tactic, and I'm wishing you guys all of the best to get Thanos, hopefully around Avengers Endgame if they have some sort of special event, or Christmas when he returns for the gifting one, because again, variant is permanent content, so maybe into the future there's going to be a fun little tactic if you do get him, just to have a bit of fun. Thanos, Triple Black Bolt, and Ronan. Ladies and gentlemen, smash that like button. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I hope that you all have an absolutely fantastic day.